actually gonna play around here just a minute, hopefully not piss anyone off. Looks like she's coming to get us. She's gonna yell at us for playing in the roundabout. Thank you, church, for accommodating us for some motorcycle training. Make sure the key is in it. We're gonna go get a little bit of gasoline. I'm gonna show you a quick demonstration. Here's the swerve, push forward, right? So here's this first person view. Now here's a counter steer. You wanna get your speed steady. Nice big head turn, push forward. Causes the bike to lean and go through the turn. So here, push forward. Notice I'm not turning my head this time, so hopefully you can see my right hand is pushing forward. That causes the bike to lean. Okay. Now we're gonna follow Instructor Val San gas. San gasoline. So as I'm following her here to get to the gas station, I'm gonna show you some errors I see, like this one, pulling up dead center right behind her license plate there. It leaves you nowhere to go in the event that you need an escape route, someone's coming up behind you to smush you, right? Same thing if I'm just following her down the road like this. If I have a good amount of following distance between me and her, then it's not a big deal, right? I have options, I have places to go. But if I'm right up on her bumper, I definitely need to position myself to one side or the other of her vehicle. That way I have room to get out of there, right? If I'm just hugged up right on her and I'm dead center behind her license plate, then I have nowhere to go. I'm gonna get smushed. Practice your stops without putting your feet down. Make sure you come to a full stop, balance, and then get it going again. Keep your head and eyes up to help you maintain that balance. You can also utilize that rear brake. Apply that rear brake when you come to that full stop and just hold it, and that'll help you kind of stay in that nice balanced position for a moment. She's kind of flying, so see if I can notice if I'm pulling up right behind her, I'm already positioned with her license plate. It's not a good place to be. So I want to, even as I'm coming up to that stop behind her, I already want to be thinking ahead about that and maneuvering myself over to one side or the other. So notice here, if she was pulled up at that, I'd want to already be pre-positioning myself so that I can come to a stop lined up with one side of her bumper or the other. So let's show you an example at this red light. So already notice how I'm lined up close to this white line. I don't have to be way over here so I get my leg shaved off by another vehicle. But look, I can put my foot on that line. My bike is still well within the line. I'm off to the side of her car. So if this dump truck behind me kept going, I have a clear escape route right around her vehicle. I can get out of there. Also notice my positioning as I'm riding along this road. All these cars parked here, taco truck, people. I want to be way out here to the side so I have better vision so I can see around those things and not be surprised by something jumping out at me. Now notice when I crossed those railroad tracks, I actually stood up on my foot pegs a little bit, used my legs as shock absorbers as I went over it. That way the bike, the suspension is absorbing the impact and not my spine and my knees and everything else. Or my knees are absorbing it, but not my spine and everything else. So I'm actually going to play around on this roundabout real quick here and show you a quick tip for riding a motorcycle through roundabouts. Let's see, I'm going to get into second gear. You always want to yield to other vehicles here. Notice where I'm going to turn my head. I'm actually going to play around here just a minute, hopefully not piss anyone off. But notice I'm turning my head, I'm pointing my nose, I'm looking through the roundabout. I'm not just looking dead center in front of me. I'm actually turning my head and looking where I want to go, right? All the way through here. Notice where I'm pointing my nose. And I just have one hand. I'm just holding this lean. I'm in my counter steer and I'm just holding my lean angle and it's allowing me to keep going, maintain this lean, maintain this speed, and I could just go round and round through this roundabout all day long, holding this, and the bike is just gonna hold and maintain this one continuous lean, and I can just keep on looking, holding my throttle steady, and it'll allow me to keep going, right? So there's a good tip for you through roundabouts. Maintain your speed, maintain your lean angle, look where you want to go with your nose, point your nose, and it'll help you get there. And then when you're ready to exit out of it, then point your nose in that direction and make your adjustment in your steering. Yeah. Nice smooth brakes, nice head turn. Cancel your turn signal. Pull it up nice and smooth like peanut butter. Nice and smooth like peanut butter. Looks like she's coming to get us. She's gonna yell at us for playing in the roundabout. Howdy. You're hungry?
Not fully, but
getting ready?
considering.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
For future options.
Yes, that sounds good. I can eat. Did you run to where I was?
No, I saw you doing it.
You saw me?
You went around like 3-4 times.
Yeah, it's funny. You can see me in the rearview mirror. Just keep going around.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta pick the type. What do you like? 91 in here?
Yeah.
Premium. The good stuff.
Really good thing.
Get the good stuff. Let's see, what was our total? A gallon and a half for $5. Motorcycle. Advantage motorcycle. Yeah. You want some bennies? Alright, well, let's go to Benny's then.
My forks are...
That's probably from the braking though.
Yeah,
'Cause
no, it's just all the dust and dirt. And
Yeah, this is some oil though from there. Yeah, that one's leaking quite a bit. Might have a blown fork seal on that one. It's good to know. So notice even at this gas station here, I could position myself just in this little hallway right here. So, you know, worst case scenario, someone floored it into this gas station and rammed into everything. I could still have a little channel to try and get out right there, as opposed to being directly behind her bumper and having no chance in hell. Got a little gasoline. Notice even when I'm following her down the street here doing about 30 miles an hour, I can position myself over here to the left close to the line, so that way I'm not lined up right behind her. If I saw a vehicle in front of me put their blinker on, I could actually position myself over here to the right side in anticipation that they're going to turn there, and then I'd have room to go around them to the right. You don't want to position yourself on the side they're turning, because then that's no escape route. If you have to launch yourself through that gap and they turn left in front of you, you're putting yourself in a stupid spot. You're going to get hit either way. So think ahead. Think if that car in front of you has to do something crazy. Think if you need to make an emergency maneuver and go somewhere. Think if these cars along the road are opening up their doors, people coming in and out. You want to reduce your speed, cover your controls, adjust your position, especially if you have the entire road to work with. This is a 2-lane road, but there's no oncoming traffic right now, so I can definitely go and occupy this whole left lane if I want to. especially if it gives me better vision for some of these turns right here and these parked cars. I don't just want to hug up right next to these and hope someone doesn't open their door. I want to position myself out here to the left in anticipation for that, right? Because if they open their door and I'm right next to it, I don't have time to react to that, okay? So don't leave yourself in a position where you have to make an immediate split-second decision and save your butt. All right, so notice if I pull up. What's that? Oh, my turn signal. Thank you. Yeah, remind me about this when we get home. You might have a, yeah, you probably have a blown fork seal there, so something to keep in mind, because if it's leaking all over your front brake and tire, then that can get you in trouble. So
Yeah, that's the only side my brake is on, so I need that.
okay, I'll go ahead first. Yeah, when I was just at the gas station peeking, I saw this side, and sometimes when you just compress it, it'll coat the oil on there like that. But I looked at the other side and it was clean, so, and then I saw it dripping all down. Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás? Necesito comida, por favor. 2 burritos.
Nosotros tenemos
Comida. Yeah, we have food now. And now, we vámonos a la casa. Andar en motocicleta. Ride the motorcycle.
montar motocicleta.
Mm-hmm.
Yo drive.
Y me try not to crash and die because there's a bunch of oil all over everything.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I biff it, then you'll know why.
You drive. Two in front.
I go in front so you can watch and see me fall. Well, then you should be the one with the camera so you can capture it on film.
I'll get all your years.
Yep. All right. So after that little Spanish lesson, now it's time to go home. So here's a good look. Can't really see shit to the right because all this line of cars. So notice I'm creeping the bike all the way up here so that I have a better vision, so I can actually see around all these parked cars and see stuff coming. If I was way back there tucked, I can't see anything around the corner. So you want to kind of, I think MSF refers to it as open up the view. You creep forward enough until you can actually see around the obstacles and see what's going on. And then you can take your time, creep it out, double check, make sure it's clear. So stand up on your foot pegs. Nice and easy, steady throttle right over top of those railroad tracks, makes it easy. Keep your head and eyes up, looking down the road, not down at the tracks. Also a good idea to try and cross over those tracks at a 90-degree angle, so as straight as you can across them. And if you have to cross them at an angle, you want to try and do it as straight as possible and as straight up and down as you can be. You can definitely slip out on those tracks on occasion, so you gotta be careful. Now, we didn't really point this out before we started moving, but we just went to the Benny's Tacos in Berthoud. If you're ever interested in some good Mexican food in Berthoud, check out Benny's. There's a shout out for him. Benny's a cool dude. Tell him Instructor Cory sent you. You'll probably see one of my flyers on the counter. But we just grabbed some comida, some burritos de carne asada con queso from Benny's Tacos. And we noticed that her right fork here has a ton of oil on it, so probably a blown fork seal there, maybe from some of the braking demonstrations and exercises I was just doing in the parking lot. But tons of oil all over that front fork and leaking all the way down into the front brake as well. So that's something you definitely want to be aware of, and something that you can become aware of by doing a pre-ride check on your motorcycle. So even though we've been riding all day and messing around, we didn't notice that. But because we checked out the bike when we stopped, we were able to gain that information and see, okay, there's some oil there. So now I know that riding home, I'm not gonna ride like a total idiot and do 100 miles an hour and swerve all over the place and use my brakes real hardcore, because I know that I have a bunch of oil on there. So having this awareness, I'm not scared to ride the bike. I'm not worried about slipping and falling, but it'll allow me to adjust my riding habit, my riding style, to keep myself safe and be responsible about it, right? Whereas if I didn't know there was oil all over that thing, I might go ripping down this road and just having some fun. And then I might get myself into some trouble because of that, if I have a bunch of oil all over my front brake or on my front tire. It's a cool truck. So just some stuff to be aware of, keep in mind. Do a pre-ride check every time before you get on your bike. You might notice one of your tires is flat or something. Before you hop on that bike and try to go rip it down the road, it's probably a really good idea to know that you have a flat tire or a bunch of oil all over your brakes, in case you need to use them in an emergency situation. Might be a little bit of a longer stop than you were anticipating. Even if you know how to threshold brake, stop quickly really well. Might be a little slippery. So notice now, even if I have a circumstance like this, I'm just taking my time, watching out for the flaggers here. Taking my time, adjusting my positioning. Nice and smooth, nice and easy. Watch out for other people not paying attention around construction zones. Just because there's a bunch of bright orange cones and neon green vests and retro reflective material doesn't mean anybody's paying any attention to it anyway, so you gotta pay attention. It's up to you. It's your responsibility on a motorcycle to take care of yourself, no one else. Don't complain about any other motorist doing anything. It is your responsibility alone. No matter if they fly up behind you, if they cut you off, if they come straight at you head on, it is your responsibility to make something happen, to save your butt. Speaking of butts, because who else is going to jump in and save your life? Quit complaining about every other motorist and how they're driving around, calling people cagers and stuff. Just work on your skills, practice your abilities. That way you're actually going to have a chance if you need to save your life. Focus, breathe, pay attention, make something happen, take action, live to ride another day. Or freeze up and say, oh God, this person's cutting me off, bang, you're done. Choice is up to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all serious on you there. When you're riding down a dirt road, oh, there's a bunny. Say hi to horse, of course. The horses, of courses. I see horsey. Hey! Val was giving me the 5 earlier. I'm like trying to figure out what she's trying to communicate to me. She's trying to tell me how to left my turn signal on. But I'm like trying to understand, like, $5 foot long, like what are you trying to say? Reminded me of that old commercial. $5 foot long. By the way, don't eat Subway. Bunch of plastic in there. Bread. Disgusting. Do yourself a favor. Go see Reyes down Longmont Chiba Hut. Tell him Instructor Cory sent you. Get yourself a good yummy sandwich. Not no plastic. Yay, Choopy! Choopy, 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 baby. Oh, choopy, baby. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Choopy Show. Choopy, 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 baby. Choopy, baby, baby. Oh. This has been another edition of The Choopy Show. Yay! Good job, Choopy. You're a star now. Hopefully my camera is still recording, because that's gonna make her into a star. She's gonna be a celebrity now.